And off the top at 11 o'clock, in an article published tonight, Governor Rick Snyder says his administration's handling of the Flint water crisis is a, quote, stain on his legacy, reflects poorly on his leadership, and can be compared to President Bush's mishandling of Katrina. The interview by Ron Fournier appeared in the National Journal tonight. During the Q&A, Fournier asked if Snyder would be willing to release all of the emails on Flint. The governor responded by saying that he's considering it, but has not made a decision yet. All eyes will be on the governor for the State of the State address tomorrow. A group is circulating a petition that has more than 30,000 signatures, demanding that Snyder release internal documents before that speech. But Snyder does not legally have to. New tonight, 24-Hour News 8's Heather Walker tells us why and what role it plays in the crisis.
Yeah, it's been 2 years since the crisis began. Some say it's time information is released because Flint families deserve answers.
My family has been sick.
You can tell from it going to clear to a brownish color.
It's not usable. No, it's just terrible.
We all know why finding out what went wrong, when and why with Flint's water is important. When journalists want to get to the bottom of something, we use the Freedom of Information Act, or FOIA, a federal law that allows unreleased information controlled by the government to be released. However, since 1976, after the Watergate scandal, Michigan's governor has been exempt. Michigan and Massachusetts are the only two states with that privilege.
There's a lot of outrage about that. We think that it's high time the governor's office released any relevant information, emails, documents that could help folks get to the bottom of what happened.
Common Cause is a group behind one petition asking the governor to lift his privilege and release documents on the Flint water crisis. It's a nonpartisan national watchdog organization that helps citizens hold government accountable. At least a handful of Michigan's lawmakers have tried to remove the exemption, but the bills have been unsuccessful.
Any time that politicians are able to hide behind these exemptions, the voters are the ones that hurt. And in this case, children and families have been hurting for a while.
Don't you think that the investigation by the feds is going to provide that accountability and transparency without lifting the FOIA exemption?
We hope that a lot of information is brought to light through these investigations, but we won't know until they're done. I think people at this point are a little bit frustrated with politicians and don't want any more cover-ups or opportunity to hold information back from them.
Now, we reached out to Governor Snyder for comment tonight. His office released this statement saying Governor Snyder has pledged to cooperate fully with all authorities investigating the government's role in Flint's water situation. Governor believes strongly in transparency. While the governor's office is exempt from Freedom of Information Act, the governor is closely reviewing all aspects of the law. And I also asked specifically, is it legal for the governor to release internal documents? His office says that lawyers are looking into that. We're gonna have to wait and see if he addresses this in his speech tomorrow.
Yeah, and back to that National Journal interview, he was extremely forthcoming and took all of the responsibility for what happened in Flint, in part saying that maybe he was misled or wasn't given all of the information by his own lieutenants. Or
wasn't given all the information as soon as they had the information. So new information that we had not heard before, right, and taking new responsibility that we had not heard before. Yeah. So we're gonna have to see what responsibility he takes tomorrow.
How it'll play tomorrow,
yeah.
Absolutely. All right, thank you, Heather. You can watch the governor's State of the State address tomorrow night at 7 o'clock on WXSP, and we'll stream it at woodtv.com. We'll have full analysis of the address. That's on your 24-hour News 8 at 11.